Good afternoon from Phillip Island. Cut the tension with a knife. Round 16 of the MotoGP World Championship. I'm Nick Harris, sitting alongside me Matt Burt, and down in pit lane is Dylan Gray.
30th MotoGP pole for Marc Marquez ahead of Andrea Iannone and Jorge Lorenzo. Row 2, Pedrosa, Crutchlow, and the first of the Suzuki's, Maverick Vinales.
Row 3, Valentino Rossi, the championship leader. Aleix Espargaro, his brother Pole. Row 4, Andrea Dovizioso, Scott Redding, and Bradley Smith.
Row 5 headed by Danilo Petrucci, Hector Barbera and the big home crowd favourite Jack Miller. Row 6 Lavati, Hernandez and Alvaro Bautista.
Row 7 Loris Baz, Nicky Hayden and Stefan Bradl. Row 8 Mike DeMeglio, Ant West and Tony Elias, and completing the field Damien Cudlin, in for the injured Alex De Angelis. The formalities are over. All the thought about what is going to happen is gone, because the moment has arrived. The moment Row 3, Valentino Rossi, the championship leader. Aleix Espargaro, his brother Pole. Row 4, Andrea Dovizioso, Scott Redding, and Bradley Smith.
Row 5 headed by Danilo Petrucci, Hector Barbera and the big home crowd favourite Jack Miller. Row 6 Lavati, Hernandez and Alvaro Bautista.
Row 7 Loris Baz, Nicky Hayden and Stefan Bradl. Row 8 Mike DeMeglio, Ant West and Tony Elias, and completing the field Damien Cudlin, in for the injured Alex De Angelis. The formalities are over. All the thought about what is going to happen is gone, because the moment has arrived. The moment we've been waiting for since they crossed the line in Motegi 1 week ago. Since they crossed the line in Motegi 1 week ago.
Marc Marquez, there is the tension.
Exactly
the nerves are jangling as the riders start this warm-up lap. 27 laps of this majestic 2.764 miles. Phillip Island circuit. There are the two big championship rivals, Rossi and Lorenzo. The action unfolding in front of a crowd.
Down towards the old MG corner, as you can see. And that's incredible left-hander that brings them back into the start and finish straight, the Gardner straight. Tyre temperatures here far higher than any other corner in Grand Prix racing. Just to remind you, 18 points separate Valentino Rossi, who's qualified on that third row of the grid, and Jorge Lorenzo, who is qualified on that front row in third place. The man in pole position, it's Marc Marquez. Alongside him, Andrea Iannone. What will our points position be after 27 laps here at Phillip Island in Australia? Stay with us to find out.
27 laps of the Australian Grand Prix about to get underway here at Phillip Island.
Right, the start. Very, very important start. Good start by Iannone, good start by Marquez. What about Lorenzo as they race down towards the Doohan corner? Looks like Lorenzo.
Iannone, they've got a great start from that front row of the grid. It's the Italian that leads Lorenzo all the way up the inside of Marc Marquez. Valentino Rossi has got stuck behind Cal Crutchlow. Brilliant start by the British rider Danny Pedrosa there in fourth place. Rossi has picked up a place into sixth, but he's got to get by Cal Crutchlow as soon as possible. Iannone leads coming out of the Southern Loop.
Iannone leads the way up towards the Casey Stoner corner, famous from the world champion, 6 times winner here. Now they break hard for the hairpin. Here comes Danny Pedrosa up the inside of Marc Marquez, and Lorenzo closes him on the rear wheel of Iannone.
More arrogant aggression from Danny Pedrosa up the inside of Marquez, brilliantly on the brakes down into turn number 4. Still no way through for Valentino Rossi on Cal Crutchlow. Out of sight, being in for the first time. Iannone still leading the way. Lorenzo second, then Pedrosa, Marquez, Crutchlow, Lorenzo. What a move around the outside of Andrea Iannone through turn number 8.
That caught Iannone by surprise over the top of Lukey Heights. Can he get back at him? No, because Lorenzo rides defensively, and Marquez and Pedrosa swap paint, but where he wanted to be he is. Jorge Lorenzo leads the way into the last fast left-hander into the Gardner straight.
You can see how desperate Marc Marquez was to make that move on Dani Pedrosa down into turn number 10. He knows now with clear track in front of him, Jorge Lorenzo will try and get the hammer down. He's broken through on Andrea Iannone. There is Valentino Rossi, still down in 6th place. Lorenzo leads on lap 2.
Lorenzo still leads the way, but Andrea Iannone has come back at him. He should have the advantage as they come into the southern loop. No, Iannone makes it stick, and Marquez and Pedrosa say thank you very much indeed. Iannone leads the way again as they come out of the southern loop.
Lorenzo blitzed by that Ducati power. Iannone drove past him down into the Duan corner. The Italian then leads down through the Stoner corner for the second time. Dani Pedrosa and Marc Marquez looking for a way through on Lorenzo. Rossi still there in 6th. Cal Crutchlow doing a great job in 5th place. Dani Pedrosa there having a bit of a wobble through Siberia. Still though Iannone that leads the way. This is where Lorenzo got him last time around, coming through 8.
Will he catch him again? I don't think he's quite close enough. Through 7, up to 8, up towards Lucky Heights. Iannone leads the way on the Ducati. Lorenzo closes up and plunges down towards the old MG corner.
This is just what Marc Marquez, Dani Pedrosa. Oh, Iannone has ran straight into a seagull. We saw that seagull sitting in the middle of the track. Iannone had no way to avoid it. He tried to duck, but Iannone drops out of the lead. Lorenzo sweeps through to take the lead.
Wow. Can anything else happen in this World Championship? Iannone hit by the seagull. It certainly distracted him, and Lorenzo retakes the lead. Look at the Ducati, look at the Honda as they come down the main straight. They leave the Yamaha, but you've got to say Ducati's got the grunt and Iannone's back in front.
Oh, Iannone and Marquez, they sucked the blue paint off that factory Yamaha down the start-finish straight. Lorenzo was like a sitting duck coming down the Gardner straight. So Marc Marquez then up into 2nd place. Cal Crutchlow's moved up into 4th by Dani Pedrosa. Rossi still sitting there in 6th place. We haven't seen a move as yet by the Italian.
Great race out the front. Here comes Marc Marquez into the hairpin. Marc Marquez in the hairpin on the brakes. And Marquez takes the lead and Lorenzo comes through as well.
Yeah, Iannone, Marquez just got in a bit too hot down at turn number 4. Iannone swept straight back underneath him. Marquez was out so wide that Lorenzo could come back through as well. We're on board with Dani Pedrosa looking back at the World Championship leader as they fire out of Siberia through this turn number 8. Iannone back at the front of this race.
This suits really Rossi though, doesn't it? Because Lorenzo hasn't been able to get away at the front. Before we've seen him race away in the first 2 or 3 laps, it hasn't happened. And Rossi is right in there.
Pedrosa fights back up the inside of Cal Crutchlow. They lean on each other. Great stuff between the British rider on the LCR Honda and Pedrosa on the factory Honda. Still Rossi can't find a way through. Lorenzo now leads this Australian Grand Prix. Brilliant stuff in the opening 3 laps.
Yeah, watch at the power though of the Ducati and the Honda as they come down this Gardner straight. 900 metres, here we go. Race down towards the Duan corner. Iannone once again retakes the lead into the Duan corner, just about. Lorenzo though still holds the advantage into the southern loop. Iannone up the inside. Lorenzo makes it stick as they come out of that southern loop.
And Rossi's finally made his first move of the race. He's taken 5th place from Dani Pedrosa. Back with the race leader Jorge Lorenzo. There is Rossi now with Cal Crutchlow next in his sights. They sweep through the Stoner corner. Lorenzo leads hard on the brakes. Marquez now looking up the inside of Andrea Iannone again. He's in too hot. He momentarily took that 2nd spot. Iannone sweeps straight back through, and Rossi's made a move. Rossi up to 4th on Crutchlow.
Up through Siberia they come. We wanted a tight, close race. It could not have been better than this. Lorenzo leads. Iannone, Marquez. There is Rossi. He's not letting Lorenzo get away. Through 7 and 8, these fast-flowing right and left-hand corners, and then over the top of the Lucky Heights and down towards the old MG, where overtaking is possible.
Down through turn number 10. This is where we saw Andrea Iannone have that unfortunate bird strike. Lucky there's not any damage actually to that factory Ducati. Now has Lorenzo got enough of a gap to stop himself being slipstreamed down this long Gardner straight? Here he is sweeping through this turn number 12. Iannone running a tight line on that Ducati. Rossi then up into 4th place. Marquez, he will certainly try and blast that Repsol Honda down by Andrea Iannone. Lorenzo leads at the start of lap number 5.
They race down the straight 200 miles an hour, and Lorenzo makes it stick this time round. Lorenzo leads the way into turn 1. Iannone's lining up for the southern loop. Not quite close enough. Marquez. Rossi will be delighted with the start he's made. Great ride also by Cal Crutchlow.
Fastest rider on track on lap 4, number 46, Valentino Rossi, a 1:29.655. Rossi just slowly working his way to the front. Danny Pedrosa's not made any impression on Cal Crutchlow, and he's out wide at turn number 4. Will that let Rossi through? He cut it back, he can't find a way through, so still holds third through Siberia. Lorenzo from Marquez.
Rossi will want to get past Iannone as quick as he can. He will be worried that Marquez and Lorenzo will get away at the front. Rossi through 7 and 8, up towards the Lucky Heights he comes. He's all over the rear wheel of the Ducati, and he's gone up the inside, and he's taken third place as he comes over Lucky Heights.
Brilliant move by Rossi, hooks the inside through Lucky Heights, no way through for Iannone. Cal Crutchlow now up the inside of the factory Ducati rider on the brakes down in there, no way through for Marquez or Valentino Rossi. There's Lorenzo, he's up by 0.8 of a second, looking great for a 7th win of the season. He's had to really scrap it out this time around though, as Jorge Lorenzo were about to start an absolutely pivotal 2.764 miles of this World Championship. Lorenzo leads with Rossi back in 4th.
Strap yourselves in, hold on to the edge of your seats, here they come, down into the Duan corner, and he runs in a bit wide, Lorenzo, and Marquez has now, Iannone, and Marquez has come through. He fights back immediately, side by side. Once again, Marquez now comes up the inside. Rossi closes up on Iannone, coming out of the southern loop.
What a duel between Marquez and Iannone. The exchange overtakes at the Duan corner. Marquez swept back through at the southern loop. Can Rossi move up the inside of Iannone? Rossi up the inside, trying to take 3rd place from the factory. The Candyman, Valentino Rossi makes his stick. Oh, he gets a bit of a nudge from Andrea Iannone. It's getting really tight on the run down to Siberia. Marquez has closed right up on Jorge Lorenzo.
Through 7 and 8, Marquez is making a big move. Rossi is now up into 3rd place. 7 and 8, Lucky Heights approaches. Half a lap to go here in Australia. Can Lorenzo hang on? And he's got back into 3rd.
Through Lucky Heights, Marquez is close to him. He's going to move through on the brakes down into turn 10. Marquez goes for the victory. He's made that move stick. Rossi comes through on Andrea Iannone. The World Championship chopping and changing right here at the end of the Australian Grand Prix. Marquez leads.
Yeah, and Iannone back on Rossi. Marquez leads the way. 1 bend to go. Into the Gardner Straight they come. Marquez surely now is going to win here in Australia. Jorge Lorenzo will be in 2nd place. Marquez wins. Who is going to be 3rd?
Andrea Iannone takes 3rd place. Valentino Rossi off the podium. What a last lap by Marquez. It was the fastest lap of that Australian Grand Prix. A 1:29.280. He started that last lap almost 1 second behind Jorge Lorenzo. That was a last lap of a world champion. He might be surrendering the crown this year, but boy, what a last lap. One of the best last laps you'll ever see from that man there, Marquez.
Seneng lah.
Ayo tuh, sana, jalan nih. Coba tuh sana. Ini pisang buat diapain? Juara 2. Dapat apa ini?
Namanya coba Kang. Memang
Kang, mana jalannya? Tuh. Dapat apa ini? Mari. Oke guys. Inilah dia para pembalap gagal.
mantap.
Gagal.
Mantap.
Hei. Gagal ya? Gimana motornya?
Monggo Kang.
Anjay. Anjay. Kodokan bensin.